Nancy, and this is Dr. Nancy Knows, your medical celebrity doctor, the talk show that brings inspiration, motivation, and hope to many communities across our nation. We do that not only through my 25 years of experience, but through individuals that are experts in their field of industry that come on the show to tell us what they're doing to change their circle of influence. And also, every once in a while, we'll sprinkle it with a celebrity or two on the show. Be sure to tune in to most podcast, social media platforms, keyword Dr. Nancy Knows, and now on NGC Network. Today, we have Dr. Brenda Combs. She is the CEO and founder of BRC Publishing, BRC Theater, and she has a foundation, Finding My Shoes Foundation. Dr. Combs, it's so nice to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm honored to be here today.
Well, you know, I have heard about you in the Valley more times than I can count. And I got the opportunity to interview you a little while ago at one of my events. And I said, I need more. I want you to come on the show and let's delve in and one-on-one and tell the viewers and listeners about how fantastic you are, not only through your own story, but through touching people's lives in the community consistently, constantly. So, you know, we follow each other on social media and you say some great things about me, but back at you.
Thank you.
I love what you do.
I love you, sis.
So, you know, it takes one to know one, and you really have to go through something to be able to have a story and to be able to share it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a testimony. And, you know, gifts and what you go through in life are not meant for you to just keep to yourself.
Correct.
And you do that day to day, day in and day out. So tell us a little bit about how you got started and, you know, why you're so passionate about many things.
So how I got started, I was raised in Flagstaff up north. And at an early age, I lost my self-confidence, my self-esteem, my self-worth because a little boy called me the N-word and spit in my face when I was 5 years old. And I ran to my teacher, who I looked up to as my protector. And I told her, you know, Grover spit in my face and called me the N-word. And I was ready for her to embrace me and say, it's going to be okay, Brenda, it's all right. But instead, she looked at me with a really stern look and she said, Brenda, wipe your face and get in line. And I was crushed. I literally felt like my soul left my body that day. And from that moment up until I was a young adult, I felt unworthy. I didn't feel like I fit in. I felt unloved. I didn't have any confidence in myself. So by the time I got to high school, I decided, you know, since I don't really fit in here, maybe it's these kids. Maybe I just need to hurry up and graduate and go to college and maybe be with a more mature crowd. So I went to summer school, got all of my high school credits, and graduated a year before my class and started college. And I quickly learned, oh, I don't fit in with this crowd either. They were more mature. I was a teenager, and I just couldn't find my niche until I met a group of cool girls, the partiers, and they welcomed me with open arms. And before you know it, I felt revived. I felt like, oh, I have friends. I have people who love me and care about me. And we started going out. And next thing you know, we're going out like every night. And I'm having trouble getting up to go to school. But these girls, they were able to get up and go to class and continue on. And yet me, that's when I didn't realize it then, but that's when my addictive personality and nature kicked in. So these girls kept going to school and I ended up dropping out of college because I failed all of my classes. So I thought, okay, I'll just work. So I got a job at the bank and I was just working, going through life, and ran into a boy who introduced me to cocaine. And that changed my life forever. I quickly learned that with one hit, I immediately was addicted. My whole life changed. And very quickly, I went from being a functioning woman in society to a full-fledged drug addict. And in a short period of time, I lost everything. My house, my car, my home, my family, my friends, my dignity, my self-worth, my self-respect. I felt like I had went all the way back to when I was 5 and felt my soul leave me. And for the next 10 years, I struggled with addiction and homelessness. In that time frame, I was stabbed, raped several times, hit by a car, overdosed, shot in a drive-by shooting, tried to commit suicide, and went to jail numerous times, 13 different rehab programs before one day my life changed when I woke up in an alley and realized someone had stolen the shoes off of my feet, and I had to walk a mile to get down to the park where the homeless were to get some help. And that was the last day that I was homeless and a drug addict. I went and turned myself in, and as the story goes, the rest is history. Turned myself in to my probation officer, who gave me one more opportunity to go into one more rehab program, which was number 13. And it was in number 13 that I finally made the decision to just listen and take a few suggestions. And that was 26 years ago. I've been clean.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Honestly, we're all just one decision away from changing our lives
Exactly.
so profoundly as well. We all have it in us, definitely that. But you know, it's so important that when we have mentors in our lives that pour into us
Correct.
and not put us down, it can have lifelong lasting effects for sure.
Yes.
But you know what? God wasn't done.
No, that was just the tip of the iceberg.
No. So when you were ready, it was time.
Right.
And you super excelled. Master's degree, doctorate degree, you're doing so many things in the community, holding down many things. You multitask just like me. Your publishing company, you're an author several times over. You put on plays throughout the community as well. And then you have your foundation. So tell us a little bit about those and how you're giving back. And, you have houses in the community as well. Your passion is individuals that are trying to get their life right.
Right. So after I turned my life around, got back into society, something made me go back down to the 7th Avenue Bridge where I was homeless. And I saw Pops, who became a father to me out on the streets. And I saw him sitting there on the corner, sitting in the dirt, dirty, hungry. And it inspired me to go buy him food and to go get him some shoes and some water. And I went and I sat with him on the dirt as he was eating his church's chicken and drinking his soda. And he told me, baby, when you come back down here, can you bring me some more shoes and some food? And I was like, he trusted me. He knew that I had changed. And that's when it dawned on me, I have to keep coming back down here to help them, because if they realize how great of a life that they can live, and knowing the addict that I was, but to see me now clean and sober and making good choices, maybe I can inspire them. So I started my foundation called Finding My Shoes. We go out and we pass out shoes, water clothes, hygiene items, blankets, winter wear. We will personally take people to rehab or shelters just to get them the help that they need. And then once they complete their time in rehab, my husband and I run sober living homes called Making Things Better Sober Living for men and women, where we provide a clean, safe, stable, sober living environment. And it allows them to come off of the streets and be in a safe environment where there's no judgment. They don't need a background check. They don't need a resume. They don't need to be on top of their game. We are there to take them where they're at and to help them get to where they need to be.
That's great. One small act of love can make all the difference. And we all have value no matter where we are in life. But showing someone love can make all the difference.
Exactly.
I mean, I read the other day, and I share your posts as often as I certainly can. You're giving away free food on Fridays in the morning. A trunk full of purses with hygiene care you were down handing out as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's certainly noteworthy, and it's certainly something that people need to know about to help others. It's not about the money at the end of the day. When
Correct.
you add value to someone, it's like sharing a post of something that you're doing in the community that maybe someone else doesn't know about and can benefit from.
Right. And we give away free food every Friday. We've been doing it for 2 years. And people from all walks of life have come to get food. Probably one of the things that stands out the most to me during this pandemic that we're in is a nurse came to the house one morning to get food because she had gotten COVID. She wasn't able to go back to work. And she literally told us that if we weren't providing that food, she didn't know how she was going to take care of her 6 kids because she wasn't able to work.
So, walking in our destiny is so important, and the gifts that you have and you discover along your path and journey is so impactful to others. It's not meant for you to keep, it's meant for you to give away.
Right.
And so, you put on these shows, and I had an opportunity to sit on a couple of them in the past, but most recently in Black History Month. And it was so well done. They're all well done, well received. And it's just another way to empower others about cultures, right?
Yes.
There's more than one way to spread knowledge. If you're not reading about it, there's plays that are offered as well. How does individuals get a hold of you if they want to know what any of your upcoming shows are about and services that you offer? There's a book in everyone, and I know there's one in me.
Yes, there is.
And you and I need to get together. But how does individuals get a hold of you to access all of those services?
So I'm on every social media platform. I have a website, brendacombs.com. You can email me at brctheatergroup@gmail or brcpublishing@gmail or drbcombs@gmail. And I'm always open to meeting new people, taking new people in. I look at every opportunity as an opportunity to learn and to grow and to collaborate, network, so that we can communicate, help others, and give back.
Living in the present time, because we live in a so rush era, anxiety, depression,
Yes.
Being preoccupied and distracted. But if you just take time to live in these precious moments that an individual gives you, it's priceless because you cannot get this back. Allow yourself to be utilized. Great things can really manifest itself. So really appreciate what you're doing in the community. I mean, honestly, who has poured into you? Your mentors, who has poured into you?
The very first person who really made an impact in my life was my probation officer. She believed in me when I was at a point that I didn't love myself, I didn't believe in myself, and I didn't care if I lived or died. But she looked me in the eye. I'll never forget the conversation. She looked me in the eye when I was at my worst. I was dirty, I wasn't clean, I was still an addict. And she looked me in the eye and she said, "Brenda Combs, I can't explain it. There's something different about you. I can't explain it, but there's something different about you. And I'm not going to sign that warrant. Instead, I'm going to give you another opportunity because I believe in you." Those words made all of the difference. And then when I finally got myself together, but I still didn't believe in myself. I was a single mom, struggling, working 2 and 3 jobs just to get by. And my son's teacher told me, "Brenda, I think you'd make a great teacher. I just see something in you. I believe in you." And then the last person was Dr. Soki Mesa. She was my spiritual mother. She was a former prostitute and homeless woman for 25 years.
Wow.
And she met me and she looked me in the face and she said, "Mia, there's something special about you." And she told me point blank, God has something so special for you that the whole world is going to know your story.
That's amazing.
And this was 27 years ago when she told me this. May she rest in peace. She passed away 2 years ago. And we are now using her house as a sober living home for women.
Now, any a possibility or upcoming events that is going to turn your story into a movie?
So I recently just signed with 528 Media, and they have taken my book, Finding My Shoes, which you can find on Amazon, which was a bestseller, and they are turning it into a major motion picture movie.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It is shocking.
So for those individuals out there that don't believe in themselves, what advice do you have to give them?
What I tell them is you have to get up every day, look yourself in the mirror, and say, I believe in myself and my ability to do my best because I am important and I am capable of achieving greatness. Today, I'm going to make the right choice and I'm going to do the right thing, even when no one is watching. And that is the key, to believe in yourself, make the right choice and do the right thing when no one is watching. And to top it off, you have to practice love and forgiveness. So if you combine all of those things, it equals success, peace, and happiness.
You will never go wrong if you practice that in your life.
Never.
Because success is different for everyone.
Exactly.
But you have to self-love and you have to forgive yourself. And you have to be living your best life, whatever that looks like to you. So when others, criticize what success looks like, then they don't really know, do they? They don't really know themselves.
Right.
Because everybody's level of success is very different. And if you're happy and confident and self-assured and love yourself and learn to forgive yourself, that's success.
Correct. But it all starts in here because you have to learn how to love and forgive yourself in order to firmly and thoroughly be able to love and forgive others. And the other thing that I would tell people is don't take everything that happens personally. Take it as a life lesson. Take it as a lesson that you can use in your future, either to avoid something or to overcome something, to avoid a mistake by watching someone else make that mistake. Okay, I'm going to learn from that, or to overcome something like, okay, I can do this. The road's not going to be easy and it's going to be different for everyone. But I promise you that if I can overcome 10 years of homelessness and addiction to becoming Dr. Brenda Combs, I promise you, my God, anybody can do it. Everybody has what it takes inside of them to make their goals and dreams become a reality. It's just that it's a different journey. It's a different path for everyone, but everyone can do it.
That's exactly right. I often say there's levels to life.
Yes.
And we either learn from them or we get to repeat it. So what is our takeaway from that? Always striving to be better than you were the day before. And the only challenging person in your life is only you. The only competition is you to be better than you were the day before.
I thoroughly agree with you. I don't believe in competition because I firmly believe what's meant for you is for you. No one else is going to be able to have it. What's meant for me is specifically for me. And I'm a believer. So I don't believe that the God that I serve is only going to give this much in this group to certain people. Everything is open and available to everyone. Some of us have to work a little harder or take a different route, but it's available and it's there as long as you believe in yourself and your ability to do your best, practice love and forgiveness and make the right choice and do the right thing when no one's watching.
We all have it. Dr. Brenda Combs, it is so nice to have you on the show. I just love having you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. And I know that you and I are going to do some great things out in the community.
Yes, we are. So remember, it's not only what Dr. Nancy knows, but it's who she knows. We'll be back next week. Bye now.